2nd of May 2024, and we're down at Roanhead, and we're just looking at this amazing phenomena. The pond, it's gone. Just a little bit of water left in the middle there. And there's the World War II German bomber decoy with a tree in the middle. I could probably walk out to it now. A few weeks ago that was underwater. And this whole basin, which is almost fully dried out now, was a lake. And all the local birds will be missing it because it was a source of fresh water to drink. Now it's all gone. Incredible. This amazing dry start to the year continues, doesn't it, Prince? And he's puffing a bit, even though today is quite a bit cooler, windier than the rest of the week has been. It's been up to 25 degrees. I've been away over to Midgley near Mytham Road and Hebden Bridge and Sorby Bridge, and it's been very warm over there too, but looks like it's been very hot here as well. So yeah, the ground's beginning to brown out, and I saw some grass earlier on the way down, and it's very brown. It's turning really drought-like, and it's interesting because however brown the grass gets, it just takes a little bit of rain and it springs into action again. It's most of it's under the surface in the root system. As soon as there's an opportunity presented by a little rain, then up springs the grass again. You see these nature films, don't you, of what looks like barren deserts in such as Death Valley and the Altiplano and the God, I can't say it. Atacama Desert, yeah, and it just looks brown and arid, and then as soon as you get a bit of rain, it's a absolute sea of wildflowers and grass, which is nice, all lying dormant just waiting for a chance. Right, the sand's pretty hard to walk on now because there's no moisture in it at all, so it slides away under your feet. So it's a good workout when you're walking or running, and you have to put that extra effort into it. Yeah, it's quite a cool breeze. I wouldn't say cold, but it's cool. It's the first day I've had a jumper on for a week, and I'm glad I brought it because I definitely need it. A few larks about. So, yeah, it's good to be back on familiar territory, isn't it, Prince? We love it down here. But I don't think Prince is enjoying the direct sunlight too much because he's done a lot of walking in the woods, in the shade this week, deliberately so to keep him from overheating. Seems to absorb the heat being black. So yeah, it's late afternoon, it's getting on for 5 o'clock, and with the cool breeze I thought, well, should be alright, but he's puffing a bit, but the main thing is we haven't got far to go back to the car, so it'll be alright. Yeah, this basin here, normally it's quite a strange phenomena actually, where the path goes lower. This basin, which is normally in a typical winter absolutely full of water, and then you're sort of walking on this path which is at a lower level than the water above you. Quite strange. It's like being in at the Dead Sea or something. But, yeah, it's interesting way it doesn't percolate down to this lower level, but it doesn't. Again, this winter that basin has had very little water in at all. I met a few people who've moaned about the winter, but I tend to keep a close eye on it, being a gardener. And as I've said before, last summer was pretty much a washout. 2 poor summers on the bounce, and the best months of last year were actually October, November and December. The weather in October was really pleasant and dry, quite warm, and November and December weren't far behind. And then we had a couple of storms in January, but nothing really that bad. And then the springtime has just been tremendous. It's been great weather all the way. We've had wonderful, wonderful blossoms this year. Probably the best I can remember. All the trees on the street where my parents live in full bloom, in full blossom, and it was lovely to see. Various other roads as well. Yeah, so look at this basin. It's not as big as the one we just walked through, but yeah, that gets pretty full of water, and not this year. Come on, son. Still plenty of blue sky, but the forecast is to the weather to change. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. The downside of being a gardener is, of course, you take a few days off in summer or springtime, and when you come back, you've got a lot of garden to backlog to clear. So came back too late today to make a start. Too tired after a week's walking. The pollen count must have been high this week, because I've been doing a lot of sneezing and snuffling, and anybody who gets hay fever will empathise. We wake up in the night and do 20 or 30 sneezes one after another, and that's you awake for an hour or so, grumbling to yourself. And so I haven't had a great deal of quality sleep this week, as it's been interspersed with bouts of sneezing and snuffling. So I don't know whether it's a tree pollen that is the first pollen that comes out. And generally by June I'm not so bad, and the rest of the year isn't too onerous. So yeah, let's hope it's the same story this year. But, I do know people who get it all through the summer, and it does wear you down a bit. Anyway, there's worse things out there to have, isn't there, than hay fever. Mustn't grumble. Yeah, I take a tablet every day to try and help the hay fever, suppress the symptoms, and put Vaseline all around me nose and mouth, and it all helps, but the tablets wear off after an hour or two, and you've got to constantly keep applying the Vaseline, but it's supposed to catch the pollen, so I'm sure it does. here. You can see the marram grass moving there, look. Probably hear the wind in the video as well. Microphones on phones tend to pick up the wind. Just driving back on the M65 from Hebden Bridge today, and coming down there, and all the traffic's backing up from the M61, and it's a bank holiday weekend, May Day bank holiday weekend, and that was about 12 o'clock, and it's now getting on for 5 o'clock, and I bet that road is backed up for miles, and all the way up the M6 to the Blackpool turn-off. Yeah, it's amazing the Blackpool is still an attraction really for people, because you probably spend as much in a couple of days in Blackpool getting there, accommodation, food and drink, going on all the touristy rides and things. Probably spend as much in a few days at Blackpool as you would in a week abroad, and then you never get guaranteed the weather either, are you? What you are guaranteed is seeing some, how can I put this, some very different people to what you'd see in your ordinary life. Go to Blackpool, walk along the prom, and think of me, and you might think, I think he was right. A friend of mine said, oh, Blackpool, it's a great place to visit, but it's a better place to leave. Which, yeah, kind of sums it up really, but there are actually some really nice parts of Blackpool. Round by the Victoria Hospital, lovely Victorian housing round there, and the magnificent Stanley Park, beautiful boating lake, and a fabulous Art Deco cafe. So Stanley Park is perhaps a overlooked visitor attraction in Blackpool, and if you ever go to Blackpool, go to Stanley Park, because it's a really, really attractive park, and the cafe is a really nice cafe as well, so don't miss that. Spend a couple of hours in Stanley Park, maybe rent a boat out, or just wander around and just enjoy the ambience of an unexpected oasis in Blackpool. There's my hay fever again, snuffling a bit. We can hear the sea, the tide coming in. Certainly sounds like it. We're going to have a look. It's got a bit of shifting to do before it gets in here, but there's a few white horses out there. Look at that fabulous view of the Lake District. All the hoteliers and B&B owners in the Lake District to be rubbing their hands at the sunny weather on this bank holiday weekend. And the people who run the boats on Windermere and Coniston will be happy too. As will all the ice cream sellers. Right, here's Prince's Lock. Let's try and get him to... Come on then. Come on. Right in, son. Come on, son. Back over here. He's not interested, is he? He's not stupid. He's not stupid. Come on. Wait, if I put the phone away, he'll be jumping over that log like he normally does. stiff actually. Not quite enough to get the sand moving and forming the dunes, but that's an amazing sight when it does that. These miniature cliffs here, they're formed when the sea eats away at the sand dunes. But it doesn't really take that long for the sand to start accumulating against those cliffs, and you then get this lovely, smooth, kind of like ski slope jump of the sand that's been blown along the beach and accumulates around the bottom of these little bluffs. A friend of mine is going over to France this summer, and I'm ashamed to say I've never had a holiday in France. I should do, because I have a real interest in World War I and II, and obviously the Normandy beaches and the museums of Normandy. Very emotive and very interesting as well, to actually see where all those valiant people gave their lives to come ashore in the invasion of Europe, which successfully led to the end of World War II. That was obviously the Western theatre. The Russian army, of course, absorbed a lot of the punishment that the Germans threw at them, and in the end, the Winter War of 41-42 was probably the end of the beginning of the end, anyway, of Nazism, because massive mistake to invade Russia, the Soviet Union, so late in the year. Very, very stupid thing to do by the Germans and Adolf Hitler. Anyway, there we are. There's quite a few pillboxes around Barrow. Pillboxes set up as defensive positions in the event of an invasion by sea around here. It's pretty unlikely, but I guess they had to take the opportunity to build the pillboxes just in case. Right, I'm going to get off the beach. It's a bit too windy. So quite a lot of the pillboxes survive, but one or two around Barrow recently, because of coastal erosion, have toppled sadly onto the beach. But there's probably about 10 or 15 pillboxes, as they call them, still left, and remarkable structures, reminding us of a conflict that's been over now later this month, certainly in Europe, for 80 years. 80 years! Incredible. Yeah, most of that generation are now gone, but there's still people in Barrow who are happy to tell you about their memories as children or teenagers of World War II, and of course I've spoken to a few of them. A few of my gardening customers have recollections of World War II, and one lady, Jean, who I interviewed the other week, was telling me how much she enjoyed the war. She was 15 and she said she was out every night and nobody bothered her. She had a great time going to parties. So some people were having a good time in World War II. She said, I feel a bit ashamed to say it, but I enjoyed the war. Come on, son. Knows his way around our favourite paths of Roanhead, does Prince. Walk them often enough. Still loves it though. I think he was pleased to come home today, had a good run around the house and greeted my daughter very enthusiastically, and vice versa. They both jumped all over each other basically. May have another dog accompanying us on our walks. Been a month or two. It's now got a little labradoodle. Not my idea, I hasten to add. But look at these violas. Look at them violas. Lovely. The National Trust, which maintains Sandscale Hawes, they do quite a few summer evening walks where you go out into the dunes and look for orchids, and as the sun starts to set you can hear the booming call of the natterjack toad, one of Britain's rarest amphibians. It's a site of special scientific interest, this. And there's a horrendous plan been submitted to build a large number of chalets on the road that approaches, on the land adjacent to the road that approaches Roanhead, and it's to say it's met with vehement opposition is understating the case. However, money talks, and I fully expect it to be ratified by the council, and their plan is to pump the sewage from that park into Ascombe's sewerage system, which already cannot cope with the volume of sewage produced by Ascombe alone. That's Ascombe over there, and every so often the water authority feel the need to pump sewage into the sea, and obviously a lot of that comes ashore at Roanhead, and the smell's not very attractive to say the least. Nice to see hawthorn out in blossom. It is a lovely blossom, but never been a huge fan of hawthorn, having been prickled many times by hawthorns, but that's quite a good picture actually, with the blue sky behind. Right, a few brambles beginning to encroach on the path, so I'm going to have to come with the clippers next time and clip it back, I think. Yeah, Don't like getting my legs scratched by brambles. Right, Prince, I think that's enough for one day. One last look at the view. Black Combe. Lovely.